Hey guys, this is Rachel from 3rd CSE. Today I'm going to be explaining my 6th exercise in web technology, and here I'll be discussing about timer functions and objects. So what does generally a timer do? Like what we know as a timer is when you start a particular it's like a stop clock, kind of like a stop clock. So here the uses of timers are many. Like by function timers, it can be categorized into two main types. A timer which counts upwards from 0 from measuring elapsed time is often called a stopwatch, and then a device which counts from specified time intervals is called as a timer. So this is the timer which we generally refer to, and here in JavaScripting language, the timer will be used for creating animation motion, and for getting the time from the system and so on. So having described that, let me move on to my first question. My first question is to write JavaScript code to display a digital clock. So to display a digital clock, the first thing I'm going to do is be setting my web page background and everything, like body, the background color, the margin, and the font size. So inside the heading tag, I've given digital clock, so that will be displayed on the web page. And then inside the JavaScript is always written inside a script tag. So this is a script tag, and inside that I've called the function called set interval. Inside there is this function called set interval. I've called that function, and inside that function two attributes are given, and one is the display function and another is the timing. See here the 1000 stands for 1 second. So when the set interval function is called, the display function is automatically called, and inside that I have created a new variable d, and inside the variable m time, I get the output. I store the value like d dot get hours, and this is the object. D is the object which is created for this date function, and so I've done d dot get hours and get minutes and get seconds. So this is how it's going to be displayed. Like first it's going to be the hours, then it's going to be the minutes, and then it's going to be my seconds. And that is by using document.getElement by id. I get the id of that as time, because here I've given time as the span id. So inside this my clock is going to get displayed, and so the value gets stored in m time, and that's what is going to be displayed every time the set interval function is called. So this is how it works, and it looks like, yeah. So as you can see, this is my digital clock, and this timer is similar to my system time. So the time which appears on this digital clock is the one which my system has, so it gets the system's time by using that function which I have described in that code. And my second question is to change the background color in a web page for every 30 seconds. So it's like a dynamic background which we have to set, and for that so here what I'm going to do is, like inside my JavaScript, I'm going to define a function called set background color, and inside that I've described it for 3 different colors: red, blue, green, and so on. So these colors keep on they keep on being called at a random like when this function is called, these colors will keep on being displayed in random timings. So as you can see, for that I've used this math function called math.random, and so whenever this function is being called, like the set interval is a function which is used to set the interval within like time interval, like within how many seconds should the color be changing. So that is what the set interval is used. And as you can see, the set background color, the function is called here. So every time the set interval comes, it'll for every 1 second the color keeps on changing. So, and here the colors are going to be red, blue, and green. And again, by element id, I've used this element id tag, get element by tag name, called body. So inside this body, this is going to be displayed. So here this color is like, this is like a loop. So when I give this color, the color's value is what is here. So this color's value is concatenated here, so it's going to be displayed as red, green, blue, and whatever the color which is being called by that random function, the color keeps on changing. So this is what it's gonna look like. As you can see, the color keeps on changing. That is it for my second question. My third question is to create event handlers with that will increase the font size when a mouse moves over a particular paragraph. So zooming in and zooming out. So the code for that is, okay, so this is the body's background color and everything, and here I've inside my paragraph tag I've defined two functions called, I've called two functions, increase size and decrease size. So this function is defined inside the JavaScript, and function increase size is where I'll be this is my paragraph, like the statement inside the paragraph tag is move cursor over me to zoom in. So that ID for that is going to be para1. So I'm going to use document.get element by ID the para1, and the style is going to be the font size is 28 pixel when it is increase size, and inside the function when it is decrease size the font size is going to be 18 pixels. So it keeps on varying, like when my mouse moves over that particular yeah, on mouse over and mouse out. So when my mouse moves over that particular text or the statement, my text is going to either zoom in or zoom out. So this is how it works. Yeah, as you can see now it's the normal size. This is zoom out and this is zoom in. And that is for my third question. My fourth question is to it is to create an animated object, motion. So here what I'm going to be doing is a car animation, and yeah, for this is the initial background color and everything, and this is the image which I've got. And there are going to be three options in this animation. It's start, stop, and reset. So I'm going to define these three functions separately inside my JavaScript. So initialization function is like initially the car is in the left position towards the left hand, so the style.left is going to be 0 pixel and the position is going to be relative positioning. And then when it has to move right, so what we're gonna do is to add we keep on adding 10 pixels to the left position, that is the initial position. So each time when this function is called, the particular animation moves to my right side. And the function stop is to clear the timeout animate. So when the timer is cleared out, the animation stops. And reset is to bring the animated car back to its initial position. That is, when this function is called, clear timeout is also called. Like I can either, yeah, clear timeout is also called, and it will be brought back to its original position. So as you can see, style.left is equal to 0 pixels. So when reset is set, the car, whatever position it is in, it is brought back to my initial position. This is how it works. Yeah, so as you can see, when I click start, the car moves, and I click stop, it's the timeout, it's the timer is cleared, so the car stops. If you click reset, it comes back to its original position. Again, when I click start, it goes. When I click reset, it comes back to original position. It clears the timer and it comes back to its original position. This is for my fourth question. And my fifth question is to create an array of objects of which object describes a book and has properties as title, author, and all. So I'm going to be creating an array of 4 books, and I'm going to display the books which were published before 1980 and those which were published after 1980. So code for that is, yeah, so this is my initial the display content, initial content. So this is going to be my body. All the ID tags are described inside the CSS here, and here there are 2 headings like book published before 1980 and after 1980. The array of books have been created here. So I'm giving a title, assigning the value as Harry Potter, author, the author's name, published on the year. And so as you can see, the array has been created here. Array of 4 books have been created here. So inside this, the function, how it is called, is like for loop. So every time this is being displayed, the search has to be done throughout the entire set of arrays. So I have used for loop in this. So what I'm going to do is first is to display the book's name along with the author who has written that book. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to display the title first and by the particular author's name. Then again, the next for loop is used to go through the for loop and just to scan for the books which were printed before 1980 and printed after 1980. So again, I'm using get element by ID to get the details of that book. So when I run this file, as you can see, So this is my author. Harry Potter is written by J.K. Rowling. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton, and so on. So books published before 1980 are Pride and Prejudice and Age of Innocence, and books published after 1980 is going to be Harry Potter and Twilight. So this is for my fourth. This is for my last question. So this is how timer functions and objects can be used. I hope you guys like this video. Thank you for watching.